And to shed more light on the issue, we have the pleasure to be joined over the phone by Dr. Milad Momtaz, international relations expert. Good evening, doctor.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati confirmed Egypt's unwavering support to legitimate rights of Palestinians. How can Egypt consolidate the Palestinians in the coming stage?
Actually, Egypt has been playing a very active role in supporting the Palestinian cause, I think, for decades now, since day one. So after, I think, the shocking remarks or what's so-called the proposal made by the American president yesterday, I think Egypt, as happened today, for example, needs again and again to assert this very important fact that Palestinians are not going anywhere. Palestinians are staying there in Gaza, in West Bank, and nothing will change the situation no matter what. And if you don't mind, I have to clarify something which I found very crucial in this regard. What happened yesterday is against every international law. This is very against everything that has been decided for the last, I think, 75 years, since 1940. We have been trying to get that problem solved the right way, and I mean it the right way. But we heard yesterday doesn't go in the right direction. It's the very wrong direction, and it's very dangerous at the same time. So it's an actuality. Egypt has been playing this role. Egypt has never changed its stance on this, and that's another crucial fact. We have never done it. We will never do it. We will never forsake the right and just cause of the Palestinian people. I think the whole world have come to that kind of agreement. They now understand that Egypt will not change its situation. I think the last couple of days, and that's not only about the proposal of President Donald Trump, okay, it's generally speaking, we saw that Egyptian people themselves, not only the political leadership, the Egyptians themselves, they totally reject any solution that would get Palestinians out of their land. Any sort of displacement is unacceptable. Any sort of other solution other than the two-state solution is unacceptable by Egyptians, all Egyptians, and we mean it in that regard. So the proposal of the American president, which I still don't get, by international law, what we call this kind of proposal. And was it truly a proposal, or was it a status quo? He wants actually to impose his will and his vision on the entire region, on the Palestinian people, regardless of all, existing facts on the ground. And he wants to brainwash us, thinking that it's for, the entire region. It's for the stability and prosperity of the entire region. I'm sorry, we're not buying this, and we will not buy it no matter what. And we don't like this way of putting it as instructions coming from Washington, D.C.
Yes.
I think this is very, dangerous. That's a dangerous game in my mind.
Well, Doctor, how do you assess Cairo's mediating efforts to reach a ceasefire and its backing also of the Palestinian government and its reform plans?
Two countries have been directly involved in the mediation since day one, Egypt and Qatar. And in my mind, and let's remind everyone of this thing again and again, that Egypt has played this very active role, despite that we have been facing many challenges. Again, many challenges, because, with all due respect to Qatar, but this situation or what's happening in Gaza, this has to do with our national security. This is very crucial. of course, to our brethren in Gaza, but this is about our national security. This is first. Second, we have been under enormous pressures to transfer our brethren into Sinai, and we totally reject this proposal. And now it's back once again, which means that that has never stopped since day one. So these mounting pressures have been there since day one, and despite all of this, Egypt has been playing a very active role in getting Israelis and Palestinians together, to sit at the same table and discuss the different things. And what's being on the ground now, and now I think, phase two has to start the negotiations for phase two. I think Egypt takes a lot of credit for this. So we have been exerting, efforts everywhere around the world. And there's something else about what you said and your question. We have been playing another role parallelly to get the Palestinian factions together, not only of Hamas, everyone on the Palestinian side, because unity is one of the most important goals, one of the most important, things that would get us on the right track. Because when you get all Palestinians together, they talk, they decide, they become like, one thing, one entity, rather than being different factions. I think that would put more pressure on the other party, I'm talking about the Israeli party here. So Egypt, no doubt, and this is, I think, very clear to everyone, and that's why, most countries in the world, they have been praising Egypt, and thanking Egypt for the role that Egypt has been playing in this regard.
Yes.
So once again, Egypt has never stopped, and we will continue no matter what in the direction of having long-lasting peace in the region.
Yes, Abdulati called for the Palestinian National Authority to shoulder its responsibilities of the Gaza Strip. How can this be realized as Gaza is being part and parcel of the occupied Palestinian territories?
I think one crucial evidence, I think this evidence is undisputable in my mind. What we saw a couple of days ago as the ceasefire went into play, and we saw tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of the Palestinian people going back to the northern regions of Gaza. I think that kind of evidence is like clear-cut, that those people, no matter what, and I mean it, no matter the challenges, the demolished and devastated areas, okay, but they insisted that they would go back to their homes. And they know for sure that they have to start from scratch. And not even from scratch. Everyone needs to know that, or needs to realize that they don't have anything. When it comes to infrastructure, nothing there. So Palestinian people will never give up on their land. And they have to be, at the center of any recovery program. The reconstruction plans or whatsoever, they should be playing a very active role. They shouldn't be displaced. They shouldn't be put somewhere else, and they would say that, okay, that maybe someone else or some other country will take care of this. No, they should take part in this because that's their land, and they will not accept any other solution, rather being part and parcel, as you said, of this process from day one to the very, final day of this reconstruction and recovery program process.
Finally, Dr. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas strongly rejected U.S. Trump proposal to take over the Gaza Strip and displace Palestinians outside their homeland. How do you view Trump's announcement, and what reactions on that?
First, okay, as I said before, that's not a proposal. I totally reject, the word itself, because how would we legalize this proposal? I want actually to, the legalization of this word. According to international law, this proposal is nothing. There is nothing like this in the international law by all measures. So when we get, for example, the International Court of Justice, for example, to get involved in this thing, they will totally deny this because according to the international community, this place, Gaza, is an occupied area, and they should be dealt this way and should be seen this way. And we shouldn't change the legal status of this place no matter what. I know that United States of America and Israel, they have been trying wholeheartedly to change this situation on their part, okay, but to brainwash us and to convince us they are doing this for the best, of the Palestinians, or, to the Arab world, like neighboring countries like Egypt and Jordan, I'm sorry, we're not convinced, and we will not be convinced no matter what. So that's why, the whole region, most countries, I wouldn't say all countries in the world, but most countries in the world, they expressed their resentment, not only rejection, resentment of this proposal.
Yes, Dr. Milad Momtaz, international relations expert, thank you so much, sir, for your information. And now U.S. President Donald Trump called on Wednesday for a verified nuclear peace agreement.